All right, so far the voice is clear, right? Okay, so anyone can let me know what happened recently in the crypto market. Anyone is aware about the crypto market? What happened to the market right now? Crash. Okay, how do you feel if it's crash? Who is actually happy for the crash and who feel panic? Okay, for those who feel like, oh, it's gonna go down to 80K or 70K, can I see a triple three? For those who feels like, oh, this is actually a good timing, can I see a triple nine? Wow, I'm amazed actually, because it's very hard to find a community to have such consensus and understanding to the crypto market, because most people, when they see the price crashes, what happens? People will panic. And when people panic, that will lead to a panic sell, which means you will actually liquidate your assets. Let's say you actually bought Bitcoin at 90K and the price went down to 86K. Oh, if someone panics, they're going to sell it. And when they sell it, they're going to make a huge loss, right? But actually, there is information in crypto whereby most profits is actually earned and happen when there is a dip. That's how people make money. When there's a dip, that's where the profit comes in. The question is, do you have enough assets to get into the market? Okay, but today's call is not about this. Today's call is about something huge happening in the market. Besides the crash, what actually leads to the crypto crash? Anyone? Any idea? So what happened recently was a huge incident happened. I'm not sure if you guys are actually on the news. Okay, so this month, I mean, like few days ago, yes, Bybit. So Bybit was hacked. Politics and Bybit hack. Wow, yes, cryptonomics. Sandra, you're on point. All right, yes, Bybit was hacked. Anyone know how it got hacked? Bybit was actually Bybit is actually the second largest exchange right now. Ranked number 2 exchange. It's so huge. But the question is, how is such a big exchange got hacked? And they lost how much? They lost 400,000 Ethereum, approximately 1.5 billion in USD. Anyone know how did it happen? Okay, I'm about to tell you, because recently the wallet that got breached is actually a cold wallet. And that wallet itself is actually a multi-signature wallet. What does it mean by a multi-signature wallet? Which means that, for example, if we have 5 person in the room, this 5 person will actually controls the assets in the wallet. Whatever transaction in or out, they will need at least 50% of the people approving the transaction, which means at least 3 of the 5 will need to approve, and then the transaction will go through. But how did it happen? Wallet like this, they are so secure. How did it happen and it got compromised and got hacked? So what happened is, one of the person who got the multi-signature authority, his wallet or his phone was compromised. And when that happened, he actually sent a prompt to other multi-sig owner as well. And what happens is that hacker itself mask that transaction. And when they mask that transaction, it actually misleads the other people, the other authority to actually approve that prompt. And when that happened, it's actually masked because behind that prompt is actually an order to change the blockchain, the contract address of the wallet. So what happens is this instantly enable and gives an opening to the hacker to access to the wallet, which leads to a huge loss of 400,000 Ethereums. All right. So sometimes shit happens. And when that happened, the founder of Bybit, Benzo, did a live And what happens next is when people or the market actually find this, this will lead to a FUD, all right? And people starts withdrawing. But the good thing is the withdrawal of the Bybit went smooth. There was no hiccup, okay? And what happens next? Bybit lodged a reward, I would say a bounty, for those who actually able to track the lost fund. They will actually be rewarded a 10%. So a 10% is actually like 150 million. Okay, 10% of 1.5 billion is 150 million to those who actually able to track the fund and to secure it back, to give it back to Bybit. This is actually a huge news in the whole Web3. All right. And within hours, the hacker was found to be a North Korean hacker. Okay, let me share the screen to show you guys how he looked like. Okay, 1 minute. Here. Okay, this guy. So this was the infamous hacker that got the 1.5 billion fund. So he was from North Korea, all right? And they are in a group called Lazarus Group. Okay, so this is very famous because they did quite a few cyber heists. Okay, so they attacked Axie Infinity, they attacked Wizard, they attacked Bybit, Stake, but Bybit lost the most, the highest among all. It's 1.5 billion. And what happens is, it's going to be amazing because when this type of catastrophic problems happen, exchange like this may also go through a hardship. Okay, and when this happened and when withdrawal comes in so fast because everyone is panicked, they all did a withdrawals of their assets and Bybit liquidating, withdrawing it because they're afraid that it's going to get stuck. What happens was Bybit actually seek help from MEXC, from BitGet. All right, here is a file to show that they loan the Ethereum to Bybit. 1 minute. I'll show you this. Okay, guys. Have a look. Have a look at this. So within a short period of time, Bybit recovered and closed up the Ethereum gap. So this was actually a new audited report to show that all the assets owned by Bybit are one-to-one back by client base. Okay, if we go deep into the details, guys, we can actually see all these addresses are coming from different institutions and whales. You see, the first one is from OTC. All right, the third one is loans from unknown whales and institution. The fourth one is BitGet. BitGet loaned 40,000 Ethereum. All right, and MEXC loans out 12,653 Ethereums. And there are plenty of ventures and capitals that give a helping hand to Bybit when this happened. This is actually a very good, it's a very good phenomenon because even though they are a competitor, but they are helping each other when hardship arrives. Okay, but do you think this is going to happen in Web 2? What happens when you see your competitor going through a very hardship? I believe that most people will say will not do anything. They will not save. They will not give a helping hand because when that competitor dies off, the remaining market will come to you and you dominate the market. But in Web3, it's different. Even they are in a competitor, they can actually build together and to solve this as a team. So they land the Ethereum straight away to Bybit. All right. So this only happens in Web3. And this is the power of consensus because everyone in Web3 is a builder, no matter which industry, no matter which community, because Web3 represents everyone. All right. So what I would like to share over here is because this is actually one of the issue that caused the ruckles in the whole Web3 industry. First, Bybit lost 1.5 billion. And second, what happened? Secondly, another exchange, also a top 10 exchange, got fined. All right. They got fined for like 500 million. all right? And they pledged guilty. Let me share the screen, okay? So which exchange is this? So OKX got fined, all right? OKX got fined for 505 million USD, okay? And they pledged guilty and they will pay this fee. So it's that sometimes in Web3 it's tough. It's undeniable that it's going to be the next trend, but exchange are facing a lot of hardship, right? So this is exchange are too difficult. You see, they might get hacked, and 1 minute, they might get hacked, they might get discriminated. I mean, they might get that users being leaked. So, and sometimes right now, exchange get fined. They need to pay protection fee. We call it a protection fee, right? So every exchange is being fined by the US. And I believe this fine sometimes can have been paid to the rabbits. All right, so this only happens in Web3, whereby people unite and help each other. So the question is, what happens is if this happens to the bank in Web2? What happens if this happens in our circle for people who are in the Web2 industry? Imagine if a bank got hacked for 1.4 billion or 1.5 billion, what happens is maybe the withdrawal is going to get freeze, and then the bank's going to inform the government. They'll set up an inquiry commission. It'll take years of investigation to recover the fund, and branch will close down and competitors will get advantage. But in Web3, the CEO of Web3 came live. They did a live session to actually calm the users down and to explain what happens. He didn't just cover up the whole issue. Instead, he stood up and then he tell everyone what's happening. So the industry united, competitors lend support, even though they're in the same industry. And within 1 hour, everything got back to normal. So industry itself actually is tracking and freezing the flow of the Ethereum as we speak right now. All right. And most importantly, I think Bybit did a good job because there are zero withdrawals pending. So why am I sharing all this? Why am I sharing all this? Because right now, you see, the Bitcoin market crashed from 106K to 91K. That happened because of Bybit. Okay. And from 91K to 86K, what caused this is because the lack of information of the community or the FUD of the users that are new to Web3, they are panicked. All right. So here, what happens is when this occurs, M3 did straight away, they did a announcement whereby the withdrawals for Mars, VU, and Rocket and other tokens are stopped until 1st of March, because right now the market is unstable. Okay, so it's important for me to actually explain this to the community, because we understand that our community is very good at consensus, but of course, there are still new people boarding in the M3. So it's our responsibility and roles to explain and to brief them how is the Web3 people, how does the Web3 people behave, right? And when the market is at a confusion, unstable, the best thing to do is do not do anything, okay? So this is what happened, and this is the countermeasure that M3 took because the unstable of the market, right? And next, there's another good news to share is actually for those who missed out the Mars campaign. So the good news is the Mars campaign was prolonged, extended until the 27th of February. All right, so right now we are at 2 more days. Okay, so those who missed out, this is actually a good chance to get the Mars token, because Mars token, I believe right now is doing quite well. Anyone can tell me what's the price of Mars right now? Let me check. I also need to have a look. PRX 1.34. Let me see. Mars is doing a fairly good job, actually. Yeah, 1.34. Despite the market is crashing, Mars is standing strong. So I believe this is the accountability from the consensus of the community. Good job. And for those who missed out the Mars token, I believe this campaign is actually a chance for you to secure at least a few allocation because it was all sponsored by MetaMask, right? And there's one more information I'd like to share is regarding the GEL. Okay, so GEL 3.0 is coming real soon. I know that plenty of people is actually asking when is the exact date? How much people are we expecting this time? Okay, so this time the qualification period will be 2 months. All right, the starting date will be 23rd of February. The ending date of qualification will be on the April, 23rd of April. All right, so each of us, we have exactly 2 months to fulfill the requirement. All right, and for those who qualified, we will meet in Bangkok. Okay, so this is going to be the third event, and of course the third GEL is going to be longer than the first and second. We did our first in Phuket, we did our second in, where was it, in Bali, and the third one is in Bangkok, right? So this time it's going to be 5 days 4 nights, and we are expecting at least 300 achievers, at least 300 qualifiers. And there's one more information that I would like to align with everyone. Anyone can give a good guess. What happens during May? What is coming during May? So around right now we are at the third phase of MCD, right? So what happens after the end of the MCD of third phase? We move up to the fourth phase if for the voting. And after the fourth, will there be a vote? There will not be any vote because there's nothing to vote for. It's either the list, that's it. So when that happens, it's going to be between May or June. Given the timeline, I believe around May. So might be a huge news for those who come for the GEL 3.0 and might be related to MC. That's all I can tell, all right? That's all I can tell. That's why I urge everyone, please, please, please come to the GEL 3.0. If you are building a community, it's a must to be there. Okay? Yes, listing of MCD. And of course, everyone is building. And not only GEL is coming, there's one more project that I would like to give a highlight for everyone. Rocket Launchpad is going to launch their first very own project, which is called Titan. So Titan is going to be related to real world asset, and it's going to come next month. Okay, stay tuned for that. It's going to be the first project by Rocket. So I do not know how much is the Rocket price going to be. All right, that's all I can say. Okay, but for now, M3 is doing fairly well in the whole Web3, even though the market is going down. And this is not, I mean, like, this is actually a very good job because it's not based on one person. It's based on everyone in the community, everyone in M3. We belong here, and we did a very good job spreading consensus, spreading information, and guiding community and building them together. So that's all the information that I'd like to share for today. And of course, it's only the beginning of the Europe trip, and I would love to connect with each and every one of you offline. All right. So if you have people from different country and they're not sure of the schedule, please reach out to us. Okay, so that we can actually connect and we can actually share the right information so that people know who we are, what we are doing, and to assure that we can accomplish our milestone at 2025. Because year 2025 is going to be it's going to be a very important year for our community because we need to hit a substantial amount of people so that we can bring in more projects. We can tap into our own exchange. We can tap into DeFi when MCD is listed. When you have the MCD, it's going to be into the DeFi mode, the phase 2. You can use the MCD to stake and get Bitcoin, stake to get Ethereum, etc. Only example, right? But for those who don't have the MCD, where can they get the MCD? They can only get it from us, the community, the pioneers who get on board previously. All right. That's all for today. And I hope to see you guys very soon. All right. So have a good day and have a good night. Thank you, everyone.